Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel, and finally some regular programming. It's Miniatures Monday. The last couple of weeks have been crazy with SCCA, National Tour, and Pro Solo going on with Project Porsche, so it's been a Project Porsche overload on the channel, and we didn't do our regular kind of videos, and we've also kind of not done those before that too. If you guys saw the channel update video, you know that we're buying the house and getting ready to be able to do an actual stuff to the garage and things like that. So things just got a little busy, but we're trying to get back into the swing of things. Regular videos going on right now. And what I got for you today on this Miniatures Monday is kind of cool. It's almost more of a Wagon Wednesday. So I like long roofs. I like wagons a lot. I've owned a couple of them in real life. Really love the utility. I love that they drive like cars. I hate SUVs. Unless they're actual ones that are like body on frame for going off-road. These like cute car-based things just don't do it for me. Man, I want my wagons low and long and mean, and I love my die-cast wagons. So you guys have probably seen this one back on one of the hauler episodes. This comes on one of the Car Culture Transport series, the Advan one. It's a Datsun Skyline. It's technically a van, I guess they call it in Japan, but it's a wagon. It's pretty cool looking, so I've got that on the JDM shelf. This one I've had for a really long time that I wanted to show. I thought you guys would really appreciate this. So this is a Rambler wagon. It's a hot rod version of it. It was a pretty famous car built by Tom Thaler, I think, is the designer that built this car in real life. There's a newer one out called the Ferrambo that's got like a Ferrari F360 motor in the back. That's not the same car. The real version of this car is red and black. It was all over like Hot Rod magazine. They used it in like ads for the Absorber and things like that. But anyways, Johnny Lightning actually made a version of this back in '97. And I've had this one since then. And what I did is I actually put this as a decal for a model car, 1/24th scale, that I put on the sides. I had cut off just two little flame licks and put them on because I thought the gold was just a little plain and needed something else. And I've always loved how it looked, and I've held on to it ever since. So this thing's 22 years old. Been hanging out in my collection. But that's a cool long roof. And then we've had this Audi for a while. I don't know if I showed this one on the channel or not. It's just a regular Hot Wheel that you can get now. It's a 17 Audi RS6 Avant wagon. And this is cool because now Matchbox has an RS6 Avant wagon, but it's an '02. It's the older version. So check that out. You got your design detail differences there on the side. And these wheels actually look a lot like the factory wheels that were on both of these, which is super cool. And they're both detailed with headlights and taillights, which is super rare these days on dollar cars, because these are both regular dollar cars. This is a dollar Hot Wheel on the blue card. This is a dollar Matchbox. And this is neat because they have it on the card like normal. And then Matchbox is also releasing all the same cars in these boxes again, which is super fun. So like on our display case, we're going to have the box and then this wagon sitting on top, and then I'll put this wagon in the front like that, kind of at an angle. Gives you some vertical space going on there in the display case, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm really digging that there's two different Audi wagons you can go buy right now in the stores. That's really wild. And then this one I just picked up. This is brand new. This is the is the 2019 still or 2020s? I think these are the 2019s. Hot Wheels blue cards. They're finally getting to the end of them, at least here locally. And they did the Porsche Panamera Turismo, which is the wagon version, which we saw in real life. If you go and look at the field trip video for the Portland International Auto Show, we saw one of these there in person, I think in black, and it was gorgeous. But Hot Wheels has done a version of it, and they did it in this really awesome light gray. It's kind of hard to describe, and I don't know if the camera's actually picking it up correctly, but it's almost like gloss primer is about the best way I can describe this color, and it's pretty cool. So on this one, the headlights here aren't painted. These are actually the same plastic that they use for the windshield. This is all going to be connected inside one piece. So the only tampo on the front is the little Porsche emblem. And then they tampo the taillights on the back. So, pretty well detailed. We could totally get our Sharpies out and like do the exhaust tips, and then maybe some black in the grills here, and then some yellowy orange on the turn signals. But that's it. That's really all this thing needs for detail. It's actually really well done otherwise. And the same thing with these Audis. I don't think there's even anything I would do to these at all. Maybe the chrome on the exhaust tip, maybe. Yeah, so it's super exciting when you get dollar cars that are already detailed out pretty nicely. So I think that is a super cool lineup of wagons. And then we got our older ones too. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about wagons since I had a couple of new ones to add into the case and had some old ones I hadn't shown yet. So yeah, that's been our collecting die-cast cars on Miniatures Monday to try and get back into the swing of things. So I'll have some more stuff for you guys this week. There will be at least one more Project Porsche video where we recap everything about the last 2 weeks and talk about results and stuff. But, you know, other than that, I'm going to try and lay off Porsche for a while. The next couple of weeks, I got a lot of work to do on the other cars. The Cork Sport is doing a huge Mazda meet. They're an aftermarket parts company in Vancouver, Washington, right by us, that specialize in just Mazdas. So we're going to get the 5 all ready for that. So expect some Mazda 5 content for those of you that are waiting around for some Mazda 5 stuff. And then a couple weeks after that, there's a big drag race here locally that's going to be teams. So Team Ford versus Team GM versus Team Mopar, and Ford was lacking in representation, and we got invited in the Cobra. So we're going to get Project Cobra back up and running again too. So expect some more car work on the big cars that are not the Porsche here in the coming couple of weeks. But until then, this has been Plays with Cars.